blood.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. Okay, push hard. Oh.
It's here.
I know, and then I have to squeeze it.
And then now.
Look at how much blood there is. What does that say? Do it? Yeah, okay. No, go ahead.
294.
Yeah. Sucks. Weird. I don't know, Jack.
307.
Yeah, I know. This is just not good. I don't know why it's going up. I have to talk to my doctor.
The average person has 3 traumatic events in their life.
You did it.
Waking up in the ICU was one of mine.
Maybe we can test Daddy's blood sugar and see what Daddy's is.
Mm-hmm.
There it is.
There.
There it is, look.
Yeah.
Okay.
96.
Wow.
I've spent the last 30 years trying to outrun my disease, but it's not working. The irony is, I look healthy, but I'm not.
I always feel like I'm going to the principal's office for these calls. I hate doing these calls.
My little stress ball, pancreas. Hi, Mary Rose.
Hi, Lisa.
You know, there's one thing I want to say. I wanted to tell you that I have a little tingling in my heel, in my left heel, and it's only like when I'm in the shower and I'm like shaving my leg or whatever, but I've been feeling a bit of tingly, and that's, I'll be honest, that's kind of freaking me out, but I don't know, like...
Well, the diabetes can be starting to affect your nervous system. This could be the beginning of neuropathy. So the best thing to do is get your blood sugars under control.
I mean, you know, I've had type 1 now 31 years, and I wasn't always in really tight control.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay.
Well,
yeah.
I know. It's hard.
Yeah.
Well, we've got today, and we can move forward from here. You know, it's best to face this before it gets real bad, Lisa. I could never judge you for not being perfect with this, honey, because I couldn't do it myself. And that's why I think you should come see me more, because you can't do it yourself either.
Yeah.
Bye. Take care.
Bye. Thank you.
You didn't tell me about your feet.
No. It's just something I hope that goes away if I take better care of myself. It's become a joke in the community that the cure is always 5 years away. Stay strong, the cure is on the horizon. But each year, more than 5 million people die from diabetes, waiting for that cure. If it's so close, what is taking so long? We started looking for a biotech company that was doing something different, something radical. Then in 2014, my husband Guy and I heard about a company that was rethinking how to cure diabetes. They had engineered stem cells to implant into humans. We were skeptical, but intrigued.
The first patient got his insulin in 1922.
We cannot be a strong nation unless we are a healthy nation. And so we must recruit not only men and materials, but also knowledge and science.
Scientists usher in a new medical age with the monumental reports that prove the Salk vaccine against crippling polio to be a sensational success.
Dr. Salk's own child was one of the 2 million children involved in tests of his vaccine. Tests which have ended for all time the threat of one of the world's most vicious diseases.
Measles vaccines have been successfully tested by thousands of parents who have permitted their children to participate in the field trial.
Behind it all are tests and research and years of development and hope.
Do you think that you'll live to see a cure?
No.
Science moves in a way that's not linear. It can be incremental, punctuated by breakthroughs, back to incremental.
Is there any guarantee this will actually work?
There is never a guarantee when you're doing a clinical trial. If there was a guarantee, you wouldn't have to do the trial.
We just submitted our first IND to the FDA in the United States. And that's an investigative new drug application. And altogether, it's over 8,500 pages. I'm just going to clear off some space so that it doesn't look so awful.
Mike, no.
Perfect. For me, it's only the culmination of a little over 3 years of work. But for some of my colleagues, they've been involved in ViaCyte for over a decade. And their heart and soul professionally has gone into this company and our product. So this is a mock-up, and it doesn't contain an actual device. But actually, let me just take a look. Maybe I'm lying to you. It's easier if I take it out of this package. Oh, I lied. So you can see the implant right in there. And it contains cells.
That one contains cells right now?
Yeah. What we're developing is a bioartificial pancreas that uses stem cells to potentially cure type 1 diabetes.
It sounds groundbreaking, but diabetes is complicated. It all starts with the pancreas, the ugliest organ in the body. In type 1 diabetes, the body attacks itself and destroys the cells that produce insulin. And when you don't have insulin, sugar builds up in the blood and it can't get into the cells. It's as vital to the body as oxygen. While people with type 2 diabetes have trouble absorbing insulin, type 1s don't produce any insulin at all. Either way, too much sugar in your blood is toxic. High blood sugars can lead to blindness, kidney failure, strokes, and amputation. Low blood sugars, and you risk unconsciousness and death. So I'm constantly injecting insulin to control the amount of sugar in my blood. Normal blood sugars are flat with the odd spike. My blood sugars look like the Himalayas. ViaCyte wants to fix this toxic roller coaster. Program stem cells to make insulin, put them in a high-tech tea bag, implant them into humans, and over time, they'll replace the damaged cells in the body.
Okay, Jay, ready?
Seal. We can do as much testing on the bench and in animals as we want, and we still don't know how it'll work in people. And that's why we're all here, to make it work in people.
Okay, so today is our 30-day clock on the IND.
I was hoping to make this a very suspenseful meeting, but somehow having bottles of champagne, and I guess if the answer was bad, it would have been hard liquor. Okay? There are no hold issues, and the clinical trial may proceed.
Oh, first focus this morning. Excitement was the third or fourth emotion I had. It was like, oh yeah, now I can be excited about this, you know?
Been here 12 years. This is my life's work. To see it come this far and officially go into a patient, it's amazing.
It proves to us that
This is a new frontier. The FDA is understandably concerned about the safety risks associated with any kind of cell therapy, but they recognize that patients need better treatments.
It takes 10 to 20 years to develop a new drug, but those are usually drugs that are not that novel. It's a pill, you eat it, everyone knows how to do that. This is extremely novel.
Nighty-night.
I don't think anyone knew how long this trial was going to take. We were still in phase 1, where scientists test if their product is safe and tolerated by humans.
I am sure you were hoping we would have definitive answers for you to film by now. Welcome to the exciting but often frustrating world of biotechnology.
It's a critical stage, but it doesn't show if the product is working.
Clinical studies like this are set up in phases for very good reason. The first phase is designed to determine basic safety, tolerance, and not put a whole bunch of patients at risk without understanding that it's safe first. The second phase is the most exciting because that's where you get the data, the proof of concept.
2, 3.
Then the moment we'd all been waiting for. The FDA gave them the green light to move to phase 2 of the trial. It was finally time to see if the cells could work in people.
How much is riding on this?
Everything. Everything. Sorry. Just going into it first.
BioSite opened 7 trial sites in the US and Canada,
Cool.
including one at the University of Minnesota. And that's where we met patient 1, Maren.
We'll come downstairs. Come on. When did you give me insulin?
3:30, more or less.
From the time I was very little, I said that I would always be first in line if something came up or there was the opportunity for a cure.
Nervous?
There's a lot of unknowns, and I think it's the unknowns that are terrifying. I'd like to think I'm a pioneer. Where you read in textbooks 50 years later, she was the first. She was the first one to try it, and it worked.
This is you?
It's a huge deal. You know, this can impact millions of diabetics. And it's me. It's me on that operating table.
This way. We're the first door on the left here.
Hi, Maren. Welcome.
So it's done.
It's done.
Great. It went really, really well. She's in the main OR waking up area where they really watch airway and everything. And then once they deem her to be safe, then she'll come here for a little bit more time, and they'll be checking her sugars and doing all those other things. And then you guys can kind of be with her here.
Okay. All right.
Good.
Thank you.
Okay.
Take a deep breath, huh?
32 years in the waiting. It's been a long time. Hoped and prayed for this for a long time.
Let me check the room again.
Oh yeah, these ones look great.
They don't even hurt at all.
They're barely even bruised around there.
Those don't hurt at all.
Yeah.
Other
Anyway,
than that,
so
it's sore down here.
Yeah.
Right in this area. This
You
one
have
is the most
such
prevalent.
art on your arms still right now. And you can
10 pods were implanted into Maren's body, 6 in her arm and 4 in her side.
All right.
Every few weeks, one of her pods will be removed to see if the cells are surviving and producing insulin.
Yeah, I think sometimes the hardest part is getting used to the medications.
Yeah,
I
my
really
arm is sore,
do.
But the pain isn't that bad. It's sore, but it's
just
not
sore.
pain.
Okay.
Yeah.
We'll be continuing to monitor blood tests for evidence of insulin production.
Okay.
And I'm sure Kathy will text you or call you to make sure
remind me.
that
Okay.
it got done. Yeah,
I'll
so,
remember, but
yeah.
that's fine.
All right, good.
Thank you.
All right. I'll let you go do the hard work here, Kathy.
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll see you next week.
All right.
Okay?
Sounds good. Thank
All right.
you.
Bye, Maren.
Bye. I was diagnosed with diabetes at the age of 2. I don't know any other way. Living a normal life to me is living life as a diabetic. I have some extreme lows, which cause me to have seizures. You're so terrified that you're gonna go so low or you're gonna pass out and your kids are gonna find you seizing on the floor. Just the sweat, just the dripping in the sweat and the tremors and the shaking and the fear. I mean, just the fear of the low blood sugars. You can feel your body shutting down and you've gotta stop it.
TZY, something L.
And then blink a couple times. Can you pick out anything below that?
TZVECL.
Go ahead and take your glasses off. I want you to look straight ahead towards the end of the room. And if the light gets bright, you can look up.
Okay.
When I was younger, my family, with all their good intentions, they'd tell me things like, if you don't check your blood sugar, you're gonna lose your foot. And you know, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna lose my feet. And that would cause depression, fear, and a lot of the times it made me feel like I just want to give up, you know, and I have. I've spent years not taking care of my disease, just like, fuck it. My dad and me are the only 2 people with diabetes that I ever knew. He was legally blind by the time he was 30. I'm going blind.
Where's the apple orchard? Apple orchard. What? Oh.
Come on, lady, let's go find a pumpkin.
We're talking about my life here. And I'm not afraid of death, but I'm here. I need to be here for my daughter. That's what this is about.
Oh, come here.
Come on.
Want to see pumpkin?
Quick, there.
And it's not just because she's gonna be in this world alone. So I want to see her fucking grow up. I don't want to abandon her. It's the worst feeling on earth.
So then this talks about the number of participants here. And so there's a site in Canada, and right now there's 2 sites in the United States, and there'll probably be a few more that are added over time. This part talks about the cells that are actually being tested. And what the cells are is they're human cells. So they're actually derived from an embryonic stem cell source. So it was a embryo that was going to be disposed of from in vitro fertilization.
Okay.
We don't expect them in that first month or 2 to actually do anything functionally yet, because we do know that they need time to mature to make insulin.
Sure.
Okay. Remind me, when were you diagnosed?
I was 11 years old.
11 years old.
Yeah.
Okay. About how many times in the past year do you think you've been so out of it, like mentally or physically, that you wouldn't have been able to treat yourself? You need someone to help treat you.
Gosh, I'd say probably about 10 at least.
About 10 in the past year.
At least, yeah. I get like confusion, like I don't know what to do. I get panicky, and then I'll overtreat. So then I have to deal with that.
Well, and then when he gets sick, he ends up so much worse because it's the cold or the flu he has is making his blood sugar all over the place.
It makes you go all over the place.
Yeah, he spent 4 days in the hospital with DKA and pneumonia.
And pneumonia.
Yeah. You know, I mean, I resent my disease. Like, you know, I really want
this to work.
Mm-hmm. I completely get that. Yep. Do you want a minute, or do you want to go through this
I'm
still?
fine.
All right, you sure? Okay.
How you doing?
It's a lot.
You okay?
It's digesting some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
All right, I get your temperature under your tongue. No, I think you're good. Okay, you can step away. Okay, you're gonna feel a little poke.
Hi, this is Maren.
I'm Greg.
Nice to meet you.
Maren?
Nice to meet Maren, yep.
Okay.
Nice to meet you.
I'm Greg.
Are you overwhelmed?
A little bit.
A little bit. Well, they're awesome here. They will take good care of you, I promise. So, you probably have a ton of questions. I had a ton of questions, and I was first.
Yeah.
So, ask away.
Well, so where did they put them? And those are the scars that you got.
Yep, so I have, and you can feel them. You can feel them inside.
Do you mind?
Yeah, go for it.
Oh.
Isn't that interesting?
Okay.
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I have 4 more right here.
Okay.
It's a very surreal feeling that you can't describe unless, you know.
This whole thing's been a surreal
It's very
ride
surreal,
for me.
yeah.
I'm still just,
And, you know, even the day of, they're wheeling me back to the OR, I was laying there and I'm going, oh my God, I don't know if I can do this. I don't know if I can do this. Because they haven't done it, you know? And I'm
Yeah,
thinking to
that's-
myself going, can I do this?
wow.
Yeah,
And you're
yeah.
not, is it affecting you at all?
You know, technically no,
Yeah.
but I think there's definitely some changes going on in my body. I can't exactly tell what they are.
And then at the end of the study, they take them out. It's like, you know what I mean? I don't know what that was going to do to me psychologically.
Well, and it is. It'll mess with you. I guarantee it'll mess with you. And they're taking one out in a week and a half
Oh.
already.
Wow.
And I don't want them to.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because
I
I want
know.
to see if it's going to work.
Uh-huh.
But yet, part of science, and I'm trying to come to grips with on my own, is it even working? I've told people it's like winning the lottery.
Yeah.
Because if it
Yeah.
works, it's like winning the lottery.
Exactly. Yep.
And I would
and I've-
rather have this than win the lottery.
There are two worlds in a clinical trial. Inside the lives of the patients who are putting themselves on the line to be first. And inside the labs of the researchers who want to transform patient hope into reality. The two worlds create a dynamic universe, yet they aren't allowed to meet. There's a firewall between the patients and researchers to ensure the study remains objective. We became the bridge between these two worlds. We learned that whatever was revealed to us could never be revealed to the other, including the question on everyone's minds: is it working?
Is that Tamara? Hi, Tamara. Hi, Lisa. How are you? Thanks for your help today. Okay, guys.
We get email all the time. These come from all around the world. Hi, I have diabetes type 1 and I would like to know if there's any chance to participate as a volunteer living here in Brazil. Thanks, from Paulo. There's another one. Hi, our 15-year-old son was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes this week. Wow. This is an email from Mexico. Hello, yesterday my 6 years old Paulina was diagnostic diabetes type 1, insulin dependent. She had a perfect health till yesterday that my little girl was rushed into the emergency room with a 480 glucose level. She's so cheerful and all day, every day is singing every song she hears and knows she is attached to a machine that has to introduce insulin to her little hand and her body. Capital letters, I don't want that life for her. Yeah, so these keep things in perspective. Just goes on and on.
I have 2 biological children and 4 adopted children. Is your phone working after you spilt on it?
Yeah. I'll try calling you quick and see if it makes the noise.
My phone's over here.
No, don't answer.
When I gave birth to Caitlin, I had a seizure. That was the first seizure I had had. Yeah, it worked. Okay. Okay. Bye, Kate.
Bye.
See ya. We'll see you at church, okay?
Bye, Caitlin. Love you.
I almost died. I almost left my daughter without a mom and my husband without a wife. The second seizure I had was after the birth of Andrew, which was actually in the hospital. So we made the determination that we were done having biological children at that point. Go pack lunch.
Cold lunch, you mean?
Yep, cold lunch. Okay, get your shoes on. You got a backpack?
I want to go in the backpack.
Okay. I'm gonna check Leisha's bag quick. I think living with a disease, it creates who you are and it makes you more accepting of other people in their unique situations. I don't know why her tail's moping. Guess what's for dinner?
Wait, are you coming?
Pizza night.
Mom, are you gonna come?
To church?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll help Marilee again.
Okay.
I do the arithmetic in my head.
Really good.
I want to see them graduate. I want to see him get married. I set personal goals for myself, what I want to see them reach. I thought they were gonna get an IV in, but I don't know.
I don't think so. We're
Maybe
just
wrong.
doing a blood draw today. Yeah, we got it. Woohoo!
First try, too.
Are you showing them your sugars?
No. I have no explanation.
I know.
The average glucose dropped from 164 to 140.
164 to
140
was your average. That's really good. Here was your surgery
Yeah,
day.
and I wasn't feeling real great those couple
Right.
days, so that's not a surprise there.
But
it really hasn't gone much up since then, and it's actually gone down.
that's interesting.
Let's
see if Dr. Bell and...
Okay, so here we go. Look what happened on its own.
Yeah.
My blood sugars went up, and now it's plateauing. That's, I think, probably 200 points less than what it got to last time. Huh. Well, I'm anxious to get the results now, because I'm curious. I'm very curious. Well, I think everybody is.
It's not really good to speculate that much, but it should be too early for your cells to be working, so.
I know it is. That's what they said. Whatever it is, something's working.
Your blood sugars didn't come up as fast as most people's do.
No, because it only went up to like 260, and then it went down on its own. It's on its way down right now. I didn't dose.
Yeah. I guess that's what you were doing. That's why I texted you.
Yeah. There's no, you can't really argue it at this point. It doesn't do that on its own. You know what I mean? For a diabetic.
Oh, no, it just keeps going up and up and up and up and up.
Right. So.
Until you give in. So it's pretty clear what's going on, that it's working.
Right. Not
It's 3
fully.
weeks today.
3 weeks
It's
today.
3 weeks today.
3 weeks today. Yep. You guys want a bite of this? Andrew, you want to share it with me?
What is it?
I don't like the texture.
Well, I think I'm right.
Does it work?
Yep.
Okay. Oh, that's good.
Six weeks into the trial, Maren was telling me how good she felt and that her blood sugars had never looked better. But the researchers were telling me something different. That it was too early for her cells to be working.
Gotta get him on the phone now. I don't know your sign-in.
I was now straddling the firewall that separated the patients from the researchers. So I called Howard Foyt, who's in charge of clinical trials at ViaCyte.
Hi, Howard, it's Lisa.
He became my bridge to what was happening in the lab.
So, can I ask you, as a patient with type 1, me, if I was doing all the work, testing my sugars, uploading, going in 3 times a week to my uni to get tested, all that jazz, and I was seeing some good results, do you think, and you weren't told anything, do you think that emotionally that would be hard? Because they're seeking answers. The patients are so desperate to know what's happening.
I can see where it would be challenging because they have a lot of hopes and aspirations that this therapy is going to help them. And so, yes, I can see where it would be frustrating, but at the same time, they understand that this is clinical research. It's a convoluted protocol. I mean, it's one of the most complicated studies I have ever been involved with. I'm the first one to admit that.
Have you seen any C-peptide levels yet?
I cannot comment on that, and you know that. And there goes the phone.
Oh, perfect timing.
Yeah, okay. Bye-bye.
C-peptide levels are the holy grail of this study. They mean the cells are producing insulin in patients.
Greg, is it gonna bother you too much if I turn lights on here?
No.
Okay. There we go. So it sounds a lot worse today than you were feeling over the weekend.
Yeah, and I'm just really tired.
So like Saturday, it was mostly like sore throat, right?
Yeah, just all kinds of green goo coming out of me.
Okay. It's one of those infections that, you know, could be something that you would have gotten anyway if you weren't on the drugs, so it's tough.
Yeah, and I'm still taking all those drugs.
Okay, that's fine. We're going to, for just a couple days, we're going to cut the dose of the Cellcept in half. Okay?
Oh man, I got a killer headache.
Yeah.
I've had a headache since 1985.
But you've had a headache in particular this morning.
It was splitting.
Yeah.
Other people get headaches when they're low. I get headaches on both ends.
Ugh. Hopefully by tomorrow it's already a better day for you.
That would be wonderful.
That would be wonderful. Yeah.
Boink, boink. Ooh, those got chocolate ones too. Those are my favorite when I was a kid. Will you put one in my hand? Oh, thank you. Yeah, that's my favorite.
How do meals go through?
The disease is expensive. It's very expensive. Thousands of dollars. Just from the last couple of years. This is July. $125. What is this bill? What is this? Oh, that's for you. That's not, doesn't even have my name on it. You know, diabetes supplies include sensors for the Dexcom, the CGM, the constant glucose monitoring, my insulin pump, the insulin itself, and all that stuff adds up. I mean, I lived for years working in restaurants, you know, so I didn't have insurance and stuff, and I didn't have like the $100 to pay for the vials that you get. I'd get sick and end up in the ER for like, you know, 8 hours getting bags and bags of fluids, and then they'd eventually let me leave with a bottle of insulin, which is enough to last me maybe about a month.
Cards.
They're envelopes. But cards do come in envelopes. I wish they were cards, like all birthday cards. Come on, pup. Insulin is like one of the most expensive liquids on Earth. They're making a boatload of money from selling us all this crap. So, I mean, why would they want to get rid of that? I hate insulin needles. I hate the smell of insulin. I just want this disease to go away.
This is the most important room in our house. This is where the world changed on October 31st, 1920. It was here at 2 a.m. after a night of restless sleep. Dr. Banton came up with his idea, which led to the discovery of insulin. Diabetes was a death sentence before the discovery of insulin.
100 years ago, insulin wasn't a business. It was a medical breakthrough that saved millions of lives. When Frederick Banting accepted the Nobel Prize for Medicine, he famously said, "Insulin doesn't belong to me, it belongs to the world." He and his team sold their patents to the University of Toronto for $1 each. Now our illness fuels a $245 billion industry designed to manage our disease.
Here, I'll show you this. So before the discovery of insulin, the only way you could treat a person who has diabetes, like your mom, was to put them on a really horrible diet. And so this child is 3 years old and weighs 15 pounds. Do you think you weigh more than him?
No.
Oh, you do. You weigh a lot more.
You weigh 50 pounds.
50 pounds.
But there's a catch-22. Biotech needs Big Pharma's profits to fund clinical trials. That without its support, the researchers wouldn't have gotten this far. Like most relationships, it's complicated.
It's the flame of hope. It was lit 30 years ago, and it stays lit until a cure for diabetes is found. So it burns for everyone around the world who has diabetes.
Jack, you know what this means if the light goes out for your mom?
It means you don't have to take your insulin anymore.
No more scary nights.
Yeah.
Hi, how are you? I'm Mike. Yeah. Michelle, good to meet you in person. Sure.
As a biotech startup company, been a lot of expectations around what are we going to achieve and how quickly are we going to achieve it.
Good to meet you. Good to meet you, Mike Scott.
And there's something that's called the Valley of Death. When a startup company gets through an initially successful period and then gets to the point where some of the initial excitement has died, we're faced with trying to raise money without convincing clinical data yet.
Our device.
We're still making progress, but not to that critical juncture where you have that data that's going to get people over the hump of saying, yes, we're going to write a check.
The other really key part is vascularization around the outside. You can see that at one end there's a piece of tubing.
And it's not that there isn't a lot of interest, it's just that the nature of investors at this stage is that, well, just show me a little nibble. Give me a taste of the success there. And then I'll dump a whole ton of money in. And from our perspective, it's, well, that's what we need the investment for, to collect that data so we can prove to you that this works. That's the challenge right now.
But what's, tugs at my heartstrings too is,
First thing to keep in mind is we're down to about 13 million in change at this point, including the 10 million in loans. So we're getting down to the nitty gritty here. We also have the CIRM and JDRF funding, but we still need to raise some equity capital.
Yeah, we have 180 days of cash.
Mm-hmm. Till that $40 million round is closed, we are, on life support.
In this company, that discontinuous development might be terminal. If we have to cut back on some of that core thought, the thought leaders, you lose those folks. There's no guarantee you're going to get them back. So what you're talking about is not just a delay in getting back rolling again. You may not be able to rebuild as effective a team.
cost of developing a drug is staggering. On average, $3 billion. That's a lot to raise from bike rides and walks. And while government and nonprofit funding is critical, it alone can't cover the cost of a clinical trial. So we followed Paul following the money. And that took us to Riyadh. It turns out that Saudi Arabia has one of the highest rates of type 1 diabetes in the world.
One thing about running a biotech company is you never stop raising money. You have to turn over a lot of rocks, and you don't know where the investment might come from.
This really represents potentially a functional cure. If this works as well in humans as it has in the animal models we study, it would essentially take it to a disease where patients no longer have to think about it any further. When we put
Does the American public understand the cost of developing a cure? I don't think they really have much of a clue as to what goes into getting that funding and how much you have to raise. Hi. Paul Lakin, nice to meet you. We've raised about $70 million in venture financing. In total, it's about $150 million that's been invested in the company to date to get us to where we are.
How much more do you do?
That's the billion-dollar question.
What happens if you don't raise the money?
Shut the doors.
We're going to meet with a large pharmaceutical firm that's been doing due diligence on ViaCyte. So what we're looking for is that they would be able to take a position in the company, invest in the company to the tune of about $15 million or so.
All right, so tomorrow we start at 9 a.m.
ViaCyte is a small fish. We're good at inventing. We're good at innovating, but we don't have deep pockets. And that's where Big Pharma can play a critical role in taking this new technology to the many, many patients who need it.
Welcome to the universe of cellular therapy.
Exactly. It's not that big pharma companies don't take risks. They take a wait-and-see attitude until it's proven that the benefit outweighs the risk.
Why can't Big Pharma come in sooner so that you don't have to be going check to check?
This is a byproduct of our profit-driven society where we have to answer to shareholders.
And that's not a good or bad thing, that's just a fact.
That's the reality of national and international business.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Shinkansen. This is the Hikari Super Express bound for Shin Osaka. We will be stopping at Shinagawa, Shin Yokohama, Shizuoka.
Start running and then jump on it.
Huh?
I'm serious. Run, run, run. What'd you go over there for?
Someone will be taken out before the end of this. I just hope it's not me. It's fun, it's exciting, it's scary, but I can't explain what is happening. I've had 2 explants. I had 2 taken out of my side and 1 taken out of my arm. 1 in October and 1 in December. It's exhausting. I'm tired. It's a lot physically, it's a lot mentally, it's a lot emotionally. It has been more than I ever expected. Okay, so now Amber, like that, don't squish them, but shake it. Shake it. That's the last 24 hours. My insulin dose is about half, about 50% overall. I feel good. I'm down about 20 pounds without even trying. I haven't had any extreme lows, have I, Case?
No extreme lows, but you've had lows.
Lows, but not extreme lows. No extreme highs. So I think it's definitely narrowed the gap.
Sounds like the cells are working.
You know, something's working. I don't know what's working. Something's working.
What does Dr. Ballin say?
She's said some things that have pointed me in the direction that, oh, they know something, but they're not filling me in on everything because I think they're cautiously optimistic as well. I never had super high expectations to begin with, but this is better than I ever expected, even where I'm at right now. So, wouldn't you agree with that, Case?
I wasn't listening.
Oh, okay. Hi, Howard.
Hi. I got an email from David Thompson at the British Columbia site. The subject line says, success. We have significant C-peptide production from patient 001, which likely explains his decreased insulin requirements and increased hypoglycemia. I think you now have established proof of principle that these cells can engraft and function in humans.
I don't believe it, necessarily.
Why not? You've been telling us that the C-peptide is the gold standard test.
It's the gold standard. I'm not convinced, given that level of C-peptide, given that it's a solitary measurement, and given that it's a single patient.
I don't get it.
You guys would get desensitized if you were following each and every patient of the 11 we're doing right now. But you're focusing in on 2 patients, the 2 patients at the Minnesota site.
Everybody's hopeful.
Yeah, well.
Even the PI.
Yeah, I know. That's why they pay me to be skeptical.
Good. And did you check your wristband? Make sure that everything's right on there. What's your birthday?
Today.
It's your birthday today? It is. Happy birthday.
Yeah.
I would say this cell survival is moderate. It just looks like to me they might be fewer than we would hope for at this sort of
At
12
12
weeks, which is, you know, a pretty definitive time point. It can keep going up after that, but I wish it were more right now.
Well, you would expect it to continue to increase after 12 weeks.
Yes.
It's been 12 weeks since Maren got her implant, and still, no C-peptide levels have shown up in her blood. The researchers think her cells should have matured by now. They should be producing insulin.
Do you think it's fair to say that the patient shouldn't give up hope just yet? Because as you always tell me, Howard, rats are not humans, and this is an experimental study. Maybe it...
Sure. Absolutely. I mean, you have to consider the outcome. I mean, in rodents, the earliest that we would anticipate seeing C-peptide is on the order of 2 to 3 months. Again, though, that is depending upon the assumption that the time course in man is the same as that in rodents, and we do not know that for sure.
So we're still in the game with these two patients.
We're still in the game with these two patients. We haven't ruled them out.
Just want to know, like, we've been working together for a long time and want to know, like, hey, I should still have hope. Me. Not the filmmaker, but me, Lisa, the patient.
I mean, everything is getting better. You just have to be patient.
All right, Howard, thanks for your time.
Okay, bye-bye.
Hi, I'm just gonna complain the whole time. I'm a mess, I'm a wreck. I don't know if I can keep doing this anymore. I might have to go back in today again, which would be surgery number 5 in 4 months. And I'm so tired. Tired of this. It's so much. Physically and emotionally on me. All this in hopes of a cure. I can't compare this experience to anything in my life ever. It has been an emotional roller coaster, is the only way to explain it. I would give anything if I could sit down with the people doing the study out in San Diego and say, this is what it's like on our end. You can go ahead and see my labs, you can go ahead and see the blood work, but talk to Greg and me. Talk to us about how we're doing. Nice and close. But I'm gonna have to stick it out until someone tells me to stop. I don't know what else to do. I mean, I'm knee deep in horse shit, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I mean, I've already got 8 incisions all over my body and been a lab rat. I'm this far into it. I might as well keep going.
Me and the other patients are experiencing better glucose numbers. And I think that could be attributed to like a placebo effect because we're under a microscope. Humans are self-conscious. They want to leave a good impression.
So looking at this kind of at the broad overview, I'd say you're doing reasonably well. I mean, you're in target 70% of the time.
Yeah.
You obviously have some highs, but we expect that. You have some lows, but they seem like they're pretty brief in nature.
No,
you
not
have a
anymore.
little more highs maybe after lunchtime, but nothing that I'm concerned about for you.
Do you think it's working?
I do. I think it's doing something because my disease is it seems easier to manage, but it could just be me.
Oh, I like the socks today.
Yeah, striped. Used to play a lot of craps on the streets. I should probably paint some dots on this thing. I can feel at home.
Who's that, Greg?
This is my father. He passed away about a year ago from complications of pneumonia and diabetes.
Is there an urn in it?
This is an
that's
urn.
the urn.
Yeah. Poor Mexican family. This is it, man. This is what we got. Yeah, this is him. He was in a nursing home due to a hypoglycemic episode that left him mentally handicapped. He couldn't live on his own. He couldn't function. He had to relearn how to talk, and but he relearned barely. So yeah, this is Gregory Romero Sr.
Gracious God, we thank you for Maren and for the love that she has that has been poured out into so many lives, and especially of all her kids who are gathered around her now. Heavenly Father, we pray for Maren and for the doctors who will be looking after her. We ask that your presence would be with Maren and be with the rest of her family. Lord, we lift her up to you and know that she is in your careful and loving arms. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I always sleep when I had my tonsils. They've made me fall asleep when
So you're getting some results today.
Hopefully I find something out. Either yes or no. Are the cells dead or are they alive?
Okay, so they did the explant,
Yep.
right?
So this is the January one.
This is the most recent one.
Okay,
Yep,
so a couple weeks ago.
January. Remember, they were looking at the T cells
Yep.
before that cause rejection. So they still see those cells around the implant and inside of it. They see very, very few, from what they told me, actual donor cells anymore.
Interesting. Okay. Yep. Okay.
They don't think that there's any chance that the remaining ones are
Good.
going to make insulin.
Is this happening with everyone? Do you know?
So you are the only person in the study so far that has had this type of rejection.
Interesting.
of the cell. So from our standpoint, if they're not going to work, then we're just...
Why leave them?
Yeah, we're
Why
putting in
leave 'em?
medicine that you don't need, leaving them in when you don't need it. We may as well get them out.
Right. Like, truly, truly, I'm relieved. I really, really am. I can, like, feel like I can breathe, you know? It's been a long 5 months. It's been a really long 5 months. 6 months almost since the start of it. I feel like I can maybe go back to normal for a bit, you know? Yeah, my normal, you know, whatever my normal is.
Do you feel guilty that the cure is always 5 years away?
I don't feel guilty. I feel hopeful.
I feel really hopeful. I'm not kidding.
You do?
Yes.
Like, you really? For
That's
real?
so nice of you. I'm working here. I can see what's going on. It's gonna be good for you. I know it's been really hard as heck. I mean, I'm not kidding. It's true. I mean, there's no person with a Dexcom or a pump or anything works as well as the cells. The cells have evolved over millions of years. They're the best glucose sensors, the best insulin pumps in the world. That's what biology is all about, and that's why we're doing it this way. It takes a ton of work and a ton of money, but it's worth it.
That's good. We want them to get blood vessels, so that's great.
This is
The loading port? There's a loading port, right? Do you see it, Greg?
It's really
This is the top one, and now I'm going for the other one. There it is.
The
Right
port, and then...
So if I come up this way, I should get to that right there.
I used to have great vision. I remember as a child, my dad, being diabetic, would ask me to look down the street and see what bus is coming. And I'd have to tell him. And I'm like, how do you not see that? Now I understand.
Mr. Romero,
Hi.
how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good, good. Your left eye vision seems a lot more blurry than it was last time I saw you.
It is a little bit.
Let me take a look real quick. I looked at your pictures and I have a suspicion as to what's going on. Look up. Up and left. And down. Down and right. And right. Good. And left. So, it seems that you've had some bleeding inside your left eye from the diabetes.
Yeah, I see a floater, or it looks like a drop of blood.
Yeah.
So that's probably at the bottom of my eye somewhere.
Yeah, there's quite a bit of blood in there that's blocking your vision, and it's definitely worse than it was last time we saw you. If it fails to clear, we might have to do surgery, but I'm hoping to avoid that.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Whatever. So part of the experience, I guess. I can't fucking see. The study is the positive thing for me right now. We're just waiting. We're all waiting, you know, to see if these things work. If they don't, we'll cross that bridge when we get to it. You know, I have neuropathy, retinopathy, and other complications due to the high blood sugars throughout the years. A lot of nerve damage. I have.
I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna say what I was just gonna say,
I'm
but
next.
yeah, well, it is you suffer from the disease as well, so I'm sorry, too. It's something that we're all gonna have to encounter and deal with, every one of us. Sorry. But you know, if these cells work, I'll cry for a week. Like, out loud. And I'm not the type of person to do that very much.
I'm tired. I'm tired of dealing with this shitty disease. I'm going to try to get a pancreas, a full pancreas transplant. So I've actually already talked to Dr. Bellin. She has agreed to help me meet with Dr. Dahm, a transplant surgeon, to try to get on UNOS, to get on the United Network of Organ Sharing for a full pancreas transplant. So that's kind of where I'm at with things. It sucks. It's exciting. I'm still a pioneer. I'm still there. I'm still hanging on. So I'm really, really, really thankful for that. I love all of you, and I look forward to seeing you. Bye.
You had the Via site.
Yeah.
Are they all gone now?
They're gone.
Okay.
I assume they're gone. I got a phone call, and there was a pancreas available. I thought about it for years. And the trial gave me the opportunity to try the medicine and see how I handled it. And I handled it just fine.
Recent changes in your vision or your hearing?
No. So it opened the door for me to think more about doing this transplant.
Sore throat?
No. I would do the trial over again. I would do everything all over again because it got me to this point. I have zero regrets. Zero.
Hi.
Hi, come here.
I seriously didn't know this could be this.
Good, how are you?
I'm gonna sneak a hug in there.
See you. Wish me luck.
I'm gonna see you next time.
We'll go out for cheesecake. Cheesecake Factory. With sugar. Yeah. Okay. Take care. Come visit me. Okay?
All right, we'll
Good
see you,
luck.
Greg.
Or booked for 10 right now.
1, 2, 3.
A friend of mine that had a pancreas transplant a year and a half ago texted me this afternoon. She goes, "You'll wake up tomorrow with a new life." So it was pretty cool. So, fingers crossed.
I've been going with Paul to meetings with potential investors for the last 2 years. Every time you're like, oh, this is it. These guys they get it. They're excited about it. And then they just like, don't call you back, don't reply to the email, or, it just falls apart one way or the other. So that's been really hard.
The pouch is designed to fully contain the implanted cells, but still allow vital nutrients and proteins, such as oxygen, glucose, insulin, and other hormones, to travel between the cells.
Well, it's nice. It's a good description of the product. Hey, Eugene. All right. Good to see you. All right. Our mini meeting will be soon. Yeah. All right.
I'm really pleased to announce that as of this morning, the checks rolled in, and we completed an $80 million financing for ViaCyte. That's $105 million over the last 3 months. It's really exciting, but boy, we're going to be under pressure to perform. I believe that everybody in here will redouble their efforts to really show this new group of investors that they made a great decision. All right, let's do a toast to the success of this team, to the success of this program, and to curing type 1 diabetes.
Thank you, sir.
I feel like Paul has mastered the game of selling risk. He convinces venture capitalists to embrace the long game, that science takes time and progress is incremental.
You got to be optimistic and stress resistant. two criteria.
If it doesn't work in patient 2, it's going to work in patient 22. But what if Paul's strategy hadn't worked? I can't help but think this promising trial would have been cut short, only to languish on a shelf next to the thousands of other patents collecting dust.
Believes it has the key elements needed to produce transformative therapies to treat diabetes.
Hello, I'm Greg. Good, how are you?
We're gonna talk about your results from when you had your surgery to remove one of the small cell pouches. So I had a really good conversation with the sponsor yesterday. And so there are some donor cells there, but there are not many of them. And they don't expect them to get any better from this point on. So we look for C-peptide as a marker of the cells actually making insulin in your bloodstream, and that's always been negative. So I don't know if we're not going to get any more benefit from you, that it's worthwhile for you to have to continue to take these medications and have potential side effects and risks from the medications.
Yeah, and I had, yes, I feel this.
You feel the same way? Well, you've done a great job of taking care of yourself and staying on top of things through this whole process.
So, well, then that would lead me to this question, which is this. So you guys have a eureka moment, and this is something that's going to work for a large majority of the population. How long would it take for your guys' the cure, the solution that you found to hit clinics where I'd be able to actually go and get the dang thing?
Yeah, right, good question. You know, that probably is at least like from the time they're starting these phase 1 studies, I'd say it's probably at least a 5 to 7 year process.
Okay. Huh, all right. Well.
Other questions you have?
I don't know. The more silent I get outside, the more loud it gets inside my head, so.
So even if the patients we've been following, Howard, don't seem to be producing C-peptides or essentially their own insulin, that's not a failure?
It depends upon how you define failure. It's obviously a setback for these patients who have volunteered their time and effort to participate in these clinical trials. But we've learned a lot from them, and we continue to tweak the implantation procedure, trying to improve the engraftment process, and we continue to make gains there.
What's the mood like at ViaCyte right now?
I think the mood is upbeat. Everybody is excited. I mean, everybody here at ViaCyte is convinced that our cells do a great job. They work the way they're supposed to and behave very physiologically. They will cure type 1 diabetes. There is one thing that you would like to know.
Yeah.
Remember the first patient from Minnesota?
Yeah.
We early terminated that patient because of lack of C-peptide, lack of potential efficacy, and the like. So we explanted all of the remaining units. Would you like to know what the histology showed?
Yes.
There were clumps of viable cells there.
So Howard, what does that mean? What's the takeaway? What's my takeaway as a layperson?
The takeaway is that cells can survive for long periods of time in this encapsulated environment, and that's important.
That's really good news.
It's great news. Would have been even better if we'd been seeing C-peptide, but you don't always get exactly what you want.
If you actually could talk to these patients, the ones we've gotten to know well, is there anything that you would tell them as a message?
We owe all of these subjects a tremendous debt of gratitude. Thus far, we have been able to give them a lot in terms of effectively treating their own disease, but we have gained a tremendous amount of knowledge, which hopefully will help us get across the finish line in terms of future iterations.
What are you thinking?
If it hadn't been for Greg and Maren, for the other patients who participated in this trial, and they're up to patient 19, they wouldn't be where they are today. And it's been a huge sacrifice for these patients. It's been really hard on them, and I wish it had worked for them, but they're paving the way for others, so. That's it. I was trying to come to terms with the fact this may not work. The trial wasn't over, but it was for Greg and Maren.
Any of the negative crap you hear coming from me, that's subjective crap. That's Greg. I know that I've been part of something very important and very beneficial to us, all of us with diabetes.
Officially, as of today, I'm considered a failed transplant patient. I have an appointment at my 1-year mark, late July, to get relisted. I am young, I'm healthy, so therefore I'm a priority. I'm not ready physically or emotionally yet to do it again. In time, maybe I will. I have shared only this with a few people. I will cross that bridge if people ask, but it's a tremendous loss. A loss I thought I was ready for, but I was not. Thank you for listening.
Good to see you.
Good to see you.
Yeah. We have the data that shows that the product is producing insulin in the patients for the first time. It's the first patients ever in the history of diabetes cure research. So this is a big deal. I mean, we know now that the cells work. We didn't know that 5 years ago. All the pieces are there. It's just a matter now of completing the puzzle.
We all want stories with a beginning, middle, and end. One where all the loose ends fit together. But clinical research is messy and hard. It doesn't fit into a tidy headline, no matter how much you want it to. The cells may not have worked for Greg and Maren, but they're producing insulin in 9 patients. 9 patients. Because of them, we are one step closer to a cure. But science alone isn't enough. It needs a spotlight, a champion, and money. If we rethink how we cure disease, then the breakthroughs that we so desperately need and want will come. Will we get there in 5 years? I think we can.